And we've seen murders, we've seen deaths, we've seen overdoses. So, I mean, until we stop ostracizing the sufferers, and we identify and play a role in addressing the triggers, we're not going to beat the situation.
But then what are you going to do when a nigga is stealing the microwave?
Shout out to my man Dwayne Alford.
Hey, big up Dwayne.
Dwayne Alford put up 60,000 on my first album.
Yeah, The Meaning of Life.
And at the time, like, those kind of numbers for a rapper were unheard of, bro.
Yeah.
I shot a video for 20K, and that was like the second most expensive video after V's Lethalela Tsamai.
Yeah.
At the time.
And I was crying about that money here.
Yeah. Yeah, he had white people. That was the first time we saw white people with cranes and, you know, before drones. But yeah.
Different identities. Podcast with PODI-CAST.
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to another edition of the PODI-CAST, a fresh new episode, a fresh new week, a fresh new host, well, a fresh new guest. Sorry. I'm getting way too excited. It's my man's birthday. He's in the house. Pause. You know, he's in the he's in the house. It's his birthday, and we're celebrating, man. Apollo D, I can't say it any better, man, is in the house.
Danko.
I mean, 20 years. Dumela Kwena. Kind of people don't know Kwena.
My family actually originates from Molepolole.
Yeah.
And we're naturalized Bakalaka.
Okay.
I was originally called Kukwane.
Yeah.
And then we became known as Nkuku.
Okay.
So Sereto Saruna is still Kwena.
Yeah. So what are you doing for your birthday? Like, what's the plan? You came to the interview by yourself.
I'm a leader, bro. Sometimes leaders need to do certain things alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I'm doing for my birthday is basically preparing for Kyle's birthday tomorrow, my son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the last 8 years, I don't celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
Whenever it's my birthday, I'm preparing for Kyle's birthday. Well,
which is the next day.
You know what I mean? The last time I was in Gabs, when I celebrated my birthday, you came to my crib and you woke me up with a whole lot of quats.
We celebrated to do.
Yes, sir.
And you hadn't been in town in a long
yes,
time.
Sir.
And
yes, sir.
I think that's why a lot of people don't see you around Gaborone a lot. You are in and out of Gaborone.
Yes,
where is Apollo right now? Where are you situated at?
For the last 2 years, I've been living in Francistown.
Yeah.
When COVID hit, bro, like I just felt like because I was unable to make money and provide for my family, I needed to be in a better space, you know. So I moved to Francistown. Well, Matangwane,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I chilled there.
How far is Matangwane from Gerukante?
30 kilometers. It's on the way to Maung. You know what I mean?
All right, so learn the proximity at you can wake up in the morning and go get some stuff done in Francistown.
Dude, I be going home from the club. Like, you know what I mean?
Straight to the crib.
Word up.
I want to understand, Honore, when you were in Ghetto, were you able to get any work done? Because I know when I was wrestler, so I want to get how were you able to operate? Because nigga, there's never a season without some Apollo D music out there. So how were you able to like fill in the gap during COVID and after COVID?
Good question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before I left, right, Bangu could tell that I was going through certain things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was worried about me. He was worried about my health. Bangu is my producer, by the way. He's Sick Bunch.
I heard other people not know who Goddammit is.
He's
Bangu. Sick Bunch. Everyone, if you don't know who Goddammit is, that's Goddammit.
Yeah.
Sick Bunch.
So Bangu reached out to me and he offered me an opportunity to work on my album. Boogie Sid kind of made the whole situation happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I worked on some music with Bangu. The first song I did was a song with Hansi.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, I left for Francistown.
Yeah.
Now, when I got to Francistown, I basically channeled all my energy creatively. And for the 2 years I was there, we was working on Kalanga hip hop. You know what I mean? Shout out to my Kalanga rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? King P, Mav B, Romeo Stunner, you know what I mean? I was basically playing a mentorship role over that whole situation. Yeah. And also, apart from just Ikalanga language rap, but Francistown hip hop scene. Yeah. And I think I maybe might have done like maybe 50, 60 songs, bro.
Yeah. I know when you don't shy away from
50, 60 songs in the past 2 years. And that doesn't include my album, which I'm working on with Bangu. I think I must have like 30, 40 songs with that. So if you want to know how much music I've recorded in the last 2 years, definitely in the 150 region. These include collaborations. These include unfinished concepts. These include songs I've written for other people. Yeah, you know what I mean. I write for different genres. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm always in the studio. You know what I mean. And that's my safe place, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean. Before we like a lot into what's happening currently and what's been happening 2 years ago, we want to start off from the jump. Were you born and raised in Matangwane? Is that what defines Apolodi?
I was born in Francistown. In a hospital called Jubilee. This was before Nyangagwe was even there. You know what I mean? And then I grew up in Jwaneng.
Okay? How?
My mom basically got a job through the government. Through Botswana. And she was told, this is a great place to raise your family. It's a nice small town with a lot of amenities. And
what was she into? Like what type of work?
My mom was originally a midwife. But then she would later on become like an occupational health therapist. Okay. And she kind of pioneered that because in the early 90s, occupational health therapy wasn't really popular in Botswana. It was a new discipline. Okay. And I think she must have been maybe one of the first 5 people or something that reached like a master's degree in that field. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. And I grew up in the 90s. It was a multicultural environment. You know what I mean? And it was stimulating from so many different angles. I had white friends, I had Indian friends, I had Zambian friends. You know what I mean? And basically, diversity was encouraged,
Definitely. Yeah. And where was your dad? Were you all like living in the same place with your siblings? Or was your dad still based in the north?
Yeah, my dad was working for the Ministry of Agriculture. Okay. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to him. You know what I mean?
R.I.P.
The first half of the decade, he would come obviously on weekends and stuff like that because the government would post him in different places. Yeah. But he eventually moved and he stayed with us full time. And he was always there. He was always there. I had a great relationship with my dad, Moraka. I hated it. I hated going to Moraka. But when I look back now, those are some of the best memories I have, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think that when I started becoming very studious and obsessed with like reading and knowledge and stuff like that, must have been like 9, 10, and I think he played a role in that. Yeah. He taught me a little bit about politics, from a young age, and just and I became obsessed with just acquiring knowledge, and this was part and parcel with hip hop, you know what I mean? So I would have conversations with them about like politicians, and I think when I look at it now as a 10-year-old, having a conversation with your dad about like local politics is unheard of, even for today. Yeah, man. But I was that kid.
They want to be YouTubers right now, man. You were telling me earlier on what Kyle wants to be a YouTuber too.
My son Kyle passed with flying colors, maths, science, and I'm like, yo, bro, you should. What y'all hear?
Let's go, Kyle. Let's go.
So I'm like, yo, wow, bro, you should be a doctor or a lawyer. He's like, nah, I want to be a YouTuber.
I mean, okay, but in that way, I'm like comparing your upbringing and his upbringing because they're open to so much information, and you are one of those people that's really, really like receptive of so many types of shit. You put yourself in a whole lot of different hats.
Word.
What do you think is different, like from your childhood and his childhood, and how do you think that's probably going to shape him? The way your upbringing shaped you.
I think that is going to the cognitive intelligence. Go to the rate at which one thing. It's faster now. Because of the information age. You know, I'm happy to have like these kind of conversations with them, and he's able to show like maturity beyond his like age. You know what I mean? And then also for me as a content creator, I'm actually very excited because it's an opportunity to bond with my son.
You're going to take the videos.
I'm going to take the videos. I'm going to be writing the content. He wants to review games. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even know what he wanted to do. So I asked him, yo, think about what you want to do. The next day I was like, yo, what do you want to do? Don't you want to cook some stuff with me? He's like, nah, dog. That's boring. That's boring. I've seen your YouTube page. It's boring. It's only music on there.
Yeah, and I used to go in the palace.
You know what I mean? Why is he hating? Daddy's a legend.
Come on, man. 20 years deep in the game. What are some of your memorable parts of your upbringing out there in Mecca?
Definitely hearing Snoop Dogg. Athletics. I was an athlete as a kid.
Nigga,
you know
please.
what I mean?
Negro, please.
What else?
Just
you know,
cap.
Real talk. I was actually a sprint champ, 100 meter.
Come on, you
200 meter.
Yeah.
Long jump. You know, I only stopped around high school because of spine problems. You know what I mean? And I remember when I went to see the doctor, dog, like I was with my mom, right?
Yeah.
And the doctor asked me, yo, man, are you having a lot of sex? And I was like, dog.
Because
I'm 15 years old. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm a virgin. You know what I'm saying?
Put me on blast in front of my mother.
Dude, I mean, and I was a virgin. You know, I'm just
nigga. Hey, okay, so some of that, like the hip hop and the athletics, because I think it was looked upon mining town, you know, an all-rounded kid.
We played a lot of basketball. You know, after basketball, we'd go rapping. You know what I mean? Me and my squad, that's Oracle, EQ, and we were rapping like in '95 as 11 years old. At 11-year-old, you know, and it was always just part of our subculture. You know what I mean? We never thought, obviously, we would become what we became. You know what I mean?
I want to talk to that, because we had Zeus on the show the other time, and then, you know, we were rapping something different. I think some of us out here, I think Zeus was inspired by Nas. You know, I had my Busta Rhymes time and whatever, but you guys were listening to something else. Like that is in a little ready. I think Trevor and Shaka Shoko, Crunch. He's the one like who used to want to rap like you guys. So I think now we're older, 14, 15.
Yeah, he's a great MC actually.
He's an amazing MC, you know. So Lo, now what were you listening to when you were like that age that got everyone from you? I mean, even Sybil Knight, even the younger cats that come after you became that, you know, Greek mythology, you know, it's all crazy. So I don't understand
I think we spend like a large part of our childhood listening to everything. And then when we became MCs, we became obsessed with the art of MC. And this is like your multi-syllabic compound rhyming. Your
you want to give an easy
okay, multi-syllabic compound rhyming is the ability to rhyme more than one word at a time.
Yeah.
Right. Eminem popularized that, you know what I mean, in 98.
I'm saying that I'm an addict.
You know what I mean? The best way to describe it is I murder a rhyme one word at a time.
Yeah.
You never heard of a mind that's perverted as mine.
Yeah.
You see that?
I see that, yeah.
And my crew was so obsessed with lyricism that we would compete, and EQ had like long syllables, and we were like, yo, bro. You know what I mean? We would battle each other. You know what I mean? Oracle will come through and kick a verse, and we like, yo, dog, what does that mean? what word is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we became like obsessed with like the art of MCing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beyond just like hip hop itself. You know what I mean? We wanted to be the best MCs. Period. You know what I mean? And that's how we even started battling rappers in Cape Town, and Joburg, and such and such. You know what I mean?
You guys started off really, really early. And Kenny Sussman, I don't know if that's where it started. It started in Mecca.
Yeah, it started in Mecca. Basically, 5th Gen is basically me, Or, and everybody.
You know that stuff used to confuse me a lot because...
Let me explain. I know. You're not the only one.
Because even I was like, what's in... This is inside this. This is inside this. But all of these guys are all amazing.
5th Gen was like childhood friends. You know what I mean? We were all basically the same age, same stream. And in 98, we joined with King Ming and Fungus.
That's when he was Fifth Light, I guess.
Yeah, he was Fifth Light, and you should know Fungus.
Fungus is Illustrate. If you're listening to the
he's
on kick my butt.
Fungus kicked Zeus's butt and Scar's butt.
Very. Even the main dealer sent me like a voice note, and everybody in the Fungus, and Dilla was just laughing at me also because I don't know if I can find it here, but like. So all of you guys were all childhood friends and stuff.
Yeah, but Fungus and Ming were like our older brothers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And Fungus is now in Cape Town. You know what I mean? He's a South African battle rap icon. Shout out to Sammy Sparks.
Your man.
Fifth Floor. You know what I mean?
I want to play you this. I don't know if it's there though. Because Dilla was just laughing at me, dog. Like I get to the kid. Let me start it for you. Where is this thing?
Yeah, I could have when he moved to Cape Town, he started killing everybody there. Joburg, Cape Town. For like a good 10 years, bro.
Big facts.
Nah, Just was crazy, bro. I would say top 5, man. That guy is
Big facts.
Crazy, bro.
So with all of this stuff, like how were you guys able to know who's the leader, and how are you guys gonna be able to like do it as a unit? Didn't you guys feel like you're in each other's way because of how phenomenal you guys were?
Sometimes when I look back, I realize that we could have had better leadership. You know what I mean? A leadership structure. Because what happened is, Ming and Just were our older brothers. You know what I mean? And Just was mainly in Cape Town. You know what I mean? So we didn't have like a systematic structure of like leadership and knowing. So it was like, okay, we're a squad, but at the end of the day, every man for himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Oracle got signed first at Breakthrough.
Yeah.
Next thing, he's giving Scar our secrets. You know what I mean? Dog. Next thing, Scar is like rapping.
He's getting better.
Next thing, Scar is rapping in compound syllables. I'm like, yo. I heard me call. I'm like,
I was rapping with him every day. Ultimately, it was gonna rub off, and I'm the first to admit it. Hanging around Aura and being around all of that energy.
Happy Hour is like a perfect album, bro. And
it was after
you were able to embrace like lyricism on another level, bro.
Definitely.
And that's like one of those albums that will live forever, bro. You know what I mean?
So when you guys ultimately come out to the city, to Gabs, and you do your thing, how did you come through? Because he would always talk about his homies. You know what I mean? You Fifth Light at the time, King Ming, EQ,
Fungus,
Nitro.
Shout out to
Nitro as well. So how did you guys come into the city, and how did you feel it? Did you feel like you were fish out of water because of what you guys grew up seeing and how this place is?
We were rap bullies, bro.
You guys were trying to battle everyone and kick ass everywhere.
We would come to Gabs, and we were like small town kids, you know what I mean? And we had white friends walking around bare feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were like a bunch of hippies, right?
Yeah.
And then we'd go and battle every single rapper we would see. Every single battle, everybody.
Everybody got it.
Everybody got it, and we enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like we could have done a lot more in building and creating like better relationships.
I want to talk to you another relationship with Cashless Society, because it looked like they were an umbrella for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys saw local as small fries to some extent because you were linked with Cashless Society, and they were doing that thing in South Africa. So
I wouldn't say we looked at local as small fries.
No. There was like a bit of.
It was more like stylistically. At the time, bro, like we were like pushing for an international sound and recognition for B-Dub, right?
Yeah.
And obviously we came here and we were like, what is this? What is this? What is this? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It felt that way.
But it wasn't based on the size of the industry. It was more like just our obsession with our craft and the excellence that we wanted to embody.
Yeah.
And Cashless Society mentored us, you know what I mean? Shout out to Drastic, shout out to SNAS D, X amount.
Yeah.
And I was young, bro. I was like 17 years old, and I'm learning like poetry from like some of the best writers ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And definitely that played a big role in my career. You know what I'm saying?
So there was never a deal on the table? I mean, there was always looking that way.
Actually, the fifth gen had an album. The fifth generation never released any joint album, right? But we had a project with Drastic that we had started working on, and unfortunately his studio got burgled, right? And that was the last time we ever recorded as a unit. You know what I mean?
Is that when you moved to SA?
Yeah. That's when he moved to SA, and everybody went solo, and every man for himself.
And for those who don't know, Drastic was actually a part of Tribal Monks.
Yeah. And he's also from Francistown.
And he's also from Ghetto.
Yeah.
So he was in that group with Schizo and Solo B. So he's one of those ancestors.
Definitely. And he deserves his flowers.
He definitely deserves his flowers, man. Big up Mr. Belsha. So order releases first. What does that do to the camp?
Oh my God. For now, when I Beyonce came on, Kelly came on, you know when Eagles, we were young, bro. You know what I mean? We never really knew what fame could do to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it caused some rifts at times. You know what I mean? And I definitely feel like we could have handled it better. You know what I mean? As a squad.
For those who don't know what it was, like what started happening?
When Oracle, okay. First of all, when Aura blew up, he's running with you guys, right? And
you guys,
we
felt
Third Mind. Shout out to Press Beats as a god. You know what I mean? But the in crowd, right?
Yeah.
So there were times where maybe some members of the squad felt left out, right?
Yeah.
And or felt like, we're not being acknowledged. You know what I mean? But he definitely tried hard to always make it clear that he's J Mecca. You know what I mean?
Did.
Home Records, for example, he had the whole squad in there. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's just something that we had to outgrow. And at the time, I was in Joburg trying to establish myself in South Africa. So I was happy to see that happen, because I don't want to come from a team of losers, bro.
I feel
you know what I mean? I want to come from a team of winners. So if like we're 5 deep and one of us drops an album and becomes a classic, I'm next, bro.
Definitely.
I'm next. That's what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I was in Joburg at the time when Oracle dropped the classical record Sex.
Yeah.
I dropped the single. You know what I mean? The City Owes Me.
The City Owes Me.
And
because I'm trying to say, because at that point, you know, when how we live in hindsight as a grown man now, some of the decisions that were taken were because people were younger. What do you think could have been done differently? Just I don't know from anyone, because it wasn't. We can't say it was because a nigga changed. It was also because people around
never changed. He never changed. We just couldn't handle like the spotlight. But at the same time, we never had mentorship and advisorship. Yeah. We were young, bro. You know. I mean, you had Diego coming there. You had
I be drinking St. Louis in my St. Joe uniform.
We didn't have big people that could understand hip hop, bro. You know what I mean? It was us. You know what I mean? So obviously a lot of decisions could have been made better.
You know, with Diego, Tumelo Mokhosi, he's the one who paid for my first album. You know,
but you got your rights back?
No, he's given me a number.
Okay.
That's why it's not even online. No, I want. Illegal Act is not online because of that. Yeah.
I long figured it out.
Yeah. Hey D. So with D, I'd be able to, like, he was a mentor, but by default, but he was a filmmaker, but he was a lot of fun, and I always thank God for that, because I didn't see it coming. Like I didn't even know who I was gonna ask for questions. This nigga, Mampizi introduced me to him, and then because Mampizi was my friend, he wanted to sign Mampizi.
Oh, okay.
So we kept going to his crib, but Mampizi didn't trust him, you know, and because he saw the guy liked hip hop. And what he's gonna do like this. So Mampizi pushed me to him. We went to the meeting, Lebo Fox as a group and whatever. We get there, Lebo Fox tell us, hi, Diego. I'm the only nigga who comes back.
Well, I know you always had support. That's another thing. We never had support, bro. Like, like,
friends.
bro, you had your friends supported you. Like, Rona, we
no, they were mad at me. I ended up getting signed alone.
All we had was us.
Hey.
You know, I always admired that about you, bro. Like, you always were deep, bro. Like, everywhere you moved, bro, like you had like the most gangster dudes from Mogoditane ready to like stab a nigga. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, bro. You know what I mean? This is iconic.
Let's keep it moving.
You know
City
what I mean?
owes me. You guys are in Joburg. What course are you doing?
You know, when you want to impress your parents, you know, because I could speak well, but then I go be a lawyer, you know. So I enrolled into Midrand.
Okay.
And I did a certificate in jurisprudence.
Okay.
And somewhere along the way, I met Cleo. I met South African hip hop. I met Pitch Black Afro.
How
I met
did you meet
Pro Kid?
Cleo, dog? Like, I'm sure he was the most sought after producer at this time.
Actually, yeah, they had just dropped the Mzeke Zeke project, right?
Yeah.
And they had the whole turmoil with him and his boo.
Yeah.
So he went out to start his own label called Wheel of Steel.
Yeah.
Now at the time, I'm with Sinewave, right?
AK and
Shout out to QBO and AK. Them dudes changed my life forever. You know what I mean?
I was with them the other day, man. Pick up the big bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we was out in Pretoria, you know what I mean? And we started kind of like trending, you know what I mean? Because of like my freestyles, and then also because of the quality of our mixing and our songs that were playing on radio at the time.
I used to that was
even before.
It wasn't.
Yeah, this is way before the City owes me, right? How I would later meet all these guys. You know, Penny Lebiane, Zeg Daki had a show on Metro FM called the Unsigned Top 10. I made number 1 on that. You know what I mean? Pitch Black Afro made number 1 on that. And then what Metro would do is, like, when they have shows, they would invite like these guys, the guys that have made number 1 on the Unsigned, to come and perform in hopes of getting a label, a deal. You know what I mean? I actually had 3, at 18, I had 3 record deals, you know what I mean, that had been offered to me in South Africa. And unfortunately, like I said, I was young, you know what I mean? I didn't have, you know, the kind of structure that was needed to be able to take advantage of that, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we're doing Soweto, we're doing Pretoria University, and that's how I met Pro Kid. You know, Pro Kid actually, rest in peace to Pro Kid. You know what I mean? He came out to Pretoria just because the day before he was like, "What kind of rapping is that, bro?" You know what I mean? And if you listen closely to Pro Kid's style, it was also multisyllabic. You know what I mean? And at the time he was mainly rapping in English. Wawan.
Jeez, you met him when he was rapping in English?
He was mainly rapping English, so I was like, man, I'll burn this guy. You know what I mean? Because you know, but then obviously, you know, as a Zulu MC, he's divine. He's a god MC. You know what I mean? So he came out to Pretoria. He chilled with us. We broke bread. You know what I mean? He was running with some homie called Dot. So they had a crew called Pro and Dot. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's my brother, man. And he got signed. And dude, like DJ Fresh was the dude that kind of like made Pro Kid blow up.
Because he was playing his jingle.
He played Soweto.
Oh, Soweto.
And it was still unmastered, man. Hey, I was hating so much because, dog, imagine, I had saw this dude like a couple of weeks before he came to see me. Next thing, his song is like blowing up, and I'm like, nigga, I'm better than this guy. But yeah, you know what I mean? Shout out to Lindam Kiza, bro. You know what I mean? It came out and it blew up. You know, Sid Money was managing him at the time. You know what I mean? And then they got their deal. A lot of Pro Kid's first beats were done by Drastic, right? And
I remember that,
And Drastic had a collection of beats that were shared between, and listen to this, bro, between me, Oracle, and Pro Kid. You understand? Like Drastic basically put up like 20 beats, and he split them between me, Oracle, and Pro Kid. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
So some of those joints from the Sex, you know what I mean? There's some Drastic production. Pro Kid's first album, there's some Drastic production.
Yeah, that was Drastic,
You know what I mean?
I can still hear it.
Yeah, man, legendary, you know what I mean? So Drastic played a big role in my life, bro, you know what I mean?
So, hey, I don't know if this question is too early. But yeah, we should just really get into it. You know? No, I'm just saying. Well, maybe it's too early, maybe it's not. Here you are having these beats shared amongst you 3, and this nigga blows up as much as he does, and you know you're better than him. Talk to those those dynamics in that in situations like that, which right now I think a lot of artists in BW who are trying to apply it in South Africa are learning that lesson very, very hard.
Yeah, well,
you can be in those same circumstances, but they're always gonna make you feel like you're from here, and the people that side are always gonna get that opportunity. So I don't know, if you look at your situation, how can you speak to that?
Well, with Pro it was different because Pro resonated. You know, Pro actually, I saw him evolve from like an English language rapper to like a Kasi real rapper rapping in Zulu, and he resonated, bro. Yeah. You know, actually, I mean, I remember like watching like what having that hood resonate with your message could do for you. Yeah, that's why I did The City Owes Me. Yeah, I wanted to speak to the hood. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think I've ever experienced xenophobia in South Africa, bro.
You've never experienced it?
None whatsoever. In fact, a lot of South Africans are shocked when they hear that I'm from Botswana. You know what I mean? But you know, I have never experienced any kind of like discrimination based on, because when I was running with Double HP, you know what I mean, and that got me like a lot of recognition. I was running with DJ Cleo, that got me a lot of recognition. I was running with Goofy from Malika, you know what I mean, that got me a lot of recognition. Good stuff. I never at any point did I ever feel like people are discriminating me because I'm a foreigner.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
So with your track, The City Owes Me, is blowing up in Gabs. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, it becomes my first number one. Actually, it's exactly 20 years ago that The City Owes Me dropped. You know what I mean?
So when you guys dropped it, had it already dropped in SA?
No.
Because I want to talk about that one. Yeah. Did it ever drop as is in SA, or did it?
No. Good
did
question.
It drop as a pitch black Afro track?
Good question. So okay. So we already had a relationship with DJ Cleo. You know what I mean? Cleo was always mentoring, not my QBO. He had a good relationship with AK. So one day I came back from Botswana. Yeah. And I found out that Cleo called me and told me, "Yo, bro, I got your beat."
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? I got your beat. So then I was like, okay. Then he's like, yeah, no. Then I was like, but Joe, I just released a song in Botswana and it's number one, right? Yeah. I didn't fight. Yeah. Instead, I found an opportunity. Yeah. I turned a problem into an opportunity. Yeah. All I did was, I didn't go back to my production team like, why you give these guys my beat without talking to me? Can't I've already released this? So I didn't do that. Mm-hmm. I called Cleo and I said, listen, bro, it's cool. You guys can release the song as long as I'm on it.
Yes, sir. That was the best call ever.
Yeah. As long as I'm on it. Little did I know that would become South Africa's first platinum selling hip hop album, bro. You understand what I mean? And I called it. Cleo didn't have a problem with that. Yeah. You know what I mean? We came through. We recorded it. There was somebody famous that he had to go to a funeral for that day. I think it was Lebo Matosa or Tebza from Mafikizolo. I'm sorry, man. I mean, rest in peace to both of them. You know what I mean? Tebza was a beautiful soul.
Definitely.
So we recorded that song that day. You know what I mean? And dog, I didn't even know what that would do. Like, people still talk about Anyina Ndaba now to this day. You know what I mean?
Big tune. Oh, I can hit the note. Yeah, I know AK is our bro. But why did AK do that? Why did AK give Cleo the beat without telling you? I'm still coming to your house, big bro.
I can't answer for him. All I can say is that man changed my life, bro. Like when I first recorded with AK, he doesn't show too much charisma.
No, not at all.
So he looked at me and he said, "I think this is a classic." I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, Brazil. Hey.
So
shout out Henry,
I never made it an issue, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, when I would go on to release my album, we
compromised.
We compromised because we weren't able to reach an understanding regarding the music. But because I actually have 2 versions on my first album. Yeah, that's what people don't know. Yeah, there's an album that I have with them. With Signwave that people don't know. I only chose 6 songs from it, right? and then I would go on to record like a whole new body of work. You know what I mean? But like I say, man, we were young, we were hot-headed. You know, certain business things could have been dealt differently. You know what I mean?
Definitely. How then do you come back to Botswana? Do you pass your law degree or do you jump ship, Mran? Make him a drink, please.
My mom called me and she said, Muna, kukwe no perform a good deben.
What's wrong with mothers?
You know what I mean? Long story short, bro, I always suffered from social anxiety, right? And I think that one of the reasons why maybe my college experience could have been better, it wasn't necessarily because of the music.
Yeah.
It was because of my social anxiety. You know what I mean?
Because you had blown up now.
People don't know, not even before. I've always had it. I've always been like that weird guy, you know. For example, when I was a kid, I was the black guy. Hey, my black one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, yeah, all of these experiences kind of created like a social anxiety in me. And dog, being a celebrity made it 100 times worse.
Even worse, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I didn't go to college because I was like nervous.
Kind of, you always kept your head down for the longest time.
Yeah, I didn't go to college because I was nervous, and luckily, music was always my escape, bro. You know what I mean? People don't understand. I could be like nervous in a room with 3 or 4 people.
Yeah,
but I could stand in front of 10,000 people and not give a fuck, bro. Yeah, you understand? Definitely. That's actually the only time where you're gonna get the best of me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, long story short, that's how I ended up like kind of like, you know, flunking out. You know what I mean? It wasn't because I was failing. It was just because I wasn't going to school enough because of my social anxiety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I came back to Botswana.
How was that though? How did you feel about that? Did you feel like, because at this point that now you don't have
obviously it hurt to disappoint.
No,
my parents.
I don't mean as far as excuse. Like how then do you interpret what? Now I don't really have like a formal reason to be in South Africa right now, as far as Gela was, which is also like a little comfort zone. Now,
very good question, my man.
I got a
very good question, my man.
Yo, I do this.
You in my head? Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
So how did you interpret that?
You know, it was hard, bro. Like coming back in my mind, I thought it would be easy. Yeah. Since I was doing so well in South Africa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought, dude, I just opened for 50 Cent.
My nigga.
You know what I mean? I just toured with Double HP. I just toured with Pitch Black Afro.
KZN.
What y'all talking about?
Goes to KZN and rocks out as Botswana.
So when I came to Botswana, I was like, okay, fine. Girl, all right? But at least I got my music career started. And because of what I've done in SA, doors will be easy to open more Botswana.
Yeah.
And boy, was I wrong.
Yes, son.
Boy, was I wrong.
How did it go when you first came down? The song was playing. You could get gigs.
You know what hurt the most, bro? Like I remember when my first album came out, the Meaning of Life.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dollar Mac, and I was doing an interview with Dollar Mac with my then ex-girlfriend.
Receipts.
You know what I mean?
You want a name drop?
No way. No, shout out to you. She know herself. You know what I mean?
We can see you seeing us.
No. Her name was Michelle. Let me not be a clown, man.
Yeah.
Her name was Michelle. You know what I mean?
What's up, Mish?
You remember her? You remember her?
Yeah,
you know.
I do.
So
my girl is here, man.
So it was hard, bro. Like I remember this Dollar Mac looked at me and he said, "Yo, Apollo, do you realize right now you're number 1 in the country?
Yeah.
You're like the biggest rapper in the country."
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that. I had no bookings. You know what I mean? I had no corporate deals. You know what I mean? Y'all niggas were everywhere. You know what I mean? Cast was everywhere.
Do you have any questions for me?
And
because
today, I told you we're speaking as peers.
Hey.
You know, and it was hard, bro. It was hard because like I always felt like I was looking at the industry from outside, right? And it's so ironic and oxymoronic because Batswana love me, bro.
Yeah, a lot.
Batswana bantataka, you know, after 20 years, bro, like people still walk up to me like, "Oh, release a lenga pole, once a lenga album pole," you know. But the industry itself, bro, the inner circle, it was always hard to penetrate. In fact, a lot of the support I got was always foreign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
American dudes. Shout out to my man Dwayne Alford.
Hey, big up Dwayne.
Dwayne Alford put up 60,000 on my first album.
Yeah, The Meaning of Life.
And at the time, like those kind of numbers for a rapper were unheard of, bro.
Yeah.
I shot a video for 20K, and that was like the second most expensive video after V's Lekhalela Tsamai.
Yeah.
At the time.
And I was crying about that money here.
Yeah. Yeah, he had white people. That was the first time we saw white people with cranes
dancing.
and
My God.
before drones. But yeah.
Yeah, man. So, okay, why do you think people were treating you like an outsider? Was it because of your social anxiety, or were you making it easy for them?
I think maybe that also. In all honesty, I've never considered that one aspect. Right? Sometimes we project our feelings onto people. So maybe if I had social anxiety, I might have projected it probably or possibly.
In
Yeah, or not like if you know about But I also know for a fact that there were certain gatekeepers that never loved me. You know what I mean?
Them,
I'm not trying to give y'all niggas views.
No, because I remember they
were. But at the same time, there were always also very powerful people.
Yeah.
That were close to those gatekeepers that were like, no, but Apollo is a real one.
Yeah.
Let him through. So you know what I mean?
But okay, with gatekeepers, because that was always the conversation. Because I can't really get mad at the fact that I was in a lot of these
I had a line about gatekeepers on my freestyle. I wrote a freestyle, my body to the new Drake 8am. I'm like, I'm still in the game, though I've offended many gatekeepers. Their heads got bigger, but they still occupy the same offices. Funny how they get a kick from hazing novices. You'll never see my name on the list. Something like that.
Okay, I was about to pipi. Kind of we sort of like gatekeepers as not only radio people, not DJs. It's the marketing people also in these marketing offices. How was your relationship with these people when you see, let's say, some of us getting these endorsements? Did it look like it was tilted one way?
Bro, it was always.
What did you think I was doing?
It was an inner circle.
Because I know you know what I think.
Let me tell
what
them.
Did you think I was in there doing?
It was an inner circle that had mainly GSS, Mueding, Maruapula, Wabon.
I'm not even in any of those schools.
St. Joe, come on. Dude, St. Joe had V, Cast, Zenzele, come on, guys.
We're all the same age, though.
So, no, what I'm just trying to say is...
We're all trying to start it out. We were all...
So
like
we
said, we had a little community in Arona.
So it was hard to permeate this community at times.
Okay, I can take that.
Because opportunities would be shared. I mean, guys would come and meet you like, hey, Apollo, I love your song, bro. And I know they would love my song, but nigga, book me, bro.
It's happening now also, I get it. Because I know you work with a lot of young artists. You are the one who always gets me close to young artists. Like even me getting back into making music again was because of...
I loved it when you did that. I loved it when you did that because you went through a time where you felt like, you know what? Fuck this rap shit. You know what I mean? And
no,
then when you started kicking it with Sprite and what, now you were like embracing new approaches to making music, which was what I was always preaching to you the whole time.
But the problem was Bobo Presley had gotten used to doing it a certain way, and also the mics were expensive. But and then I got with Sprite, I got with Prince, Royal DJ. Imagine to this day, I mean, he did the logo for PODI-CAST. That's still my
shout out to him. Shout out to him. Both of them. That's my blues are my brothers for real.
Even Hakemo, you deserve some credit for that chorus.
Who?
You. Hakemo Kandeng. I don't know if you remember.
So
no, Sasa.
What happened?
We were there, Libo. You know my nigga Lingani, I guess.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of us there. We were failing. Kind of get crazy. It's either you or crazy, but one of you niggas was the one who actually got us going.
That's crazy. Crazy was like Sasa's road dog, man. Sasa's road dog, man. We're very close, you know.
Because that is like sharp. Because I know what the videos that in the dusty blind. You need to also Google what I can't see a thing. So you're one of those people who's always been close to young artists. What do you tell them? Because I've seen you're working with a couple of them now. What do you tell them about gatekeepers?
I don't. All I try to tell them is to work on their conduct, to work on their professionalism, to work on their craft. And you know, because they could ruin your career, bro. You know, I'm working with a fresh new. I think I must be mentoring up to 20 artists right now.
I was with you go showcase the other day, but we'll get to that.
Even in Francistown, you know what I mean. So that's why I say I'm pretty sure overlooking about 20 upcoming young artists. Definitely. In different ways, you know what I mean.
I'll get to that towards the end of our conversation. I want to keep it to you.
So for me, the biggest lesson I try to share to the upcoming artists is just like trying to kind of like take my experiences, my wisdom, and share it to them so that they don't have to go through what we went through, bro. I was telling you, part of the reasons why I felt like I didn't go as far as I could have is because I never had like support, but somebody overlooking my decisions, you know, and certain, you know, obviously I did to a certain extent, but not like full time, you know what I mean? I learned so much from Double HP, man. Like I don't think that Double HP changed my life, bro. Like I was an underground rapper. I met Double HP. I understood why it was important to me to talk to my people overnight. You know what I mean? So I try to play that role to especially artists that are similar to me, you know what I mean? People that I'm a very emotional artist, you know what I mean? My content is like emotionally deep, you know what I mean? And so obviously sometimes I come off as esoteric, right? Or weird or aloof. And true artists are aloof, you know what I mean?
You don't gotta get them.
You know what I mean? You don't gotta get them. So all I just do is try to build the confidence for these young artists and share my experiences with them, you know what I mean? So it's a pleasure. It actually has helped my career because I've learned so many things, you know, like for example, the new school has changed hip hop. Like they've given us different melodies, different rhythmic patterning of like verses, and if I come with my lyricism and I embrace like new techniques, it becomes like a rich thing, you know what I mean? So I love working with upcoming artists.
I was with you when you recorded Ikalanga Chedu.
Why thought I forgot that? Yes, you were. No, I did, dog. I'm old,
no, niggas don't know I was there when hip hop history was being made. So hey, we were on a rapper at QBO's house. Rest in peace to QBO's mom.
Yeah, man. You know
and I had never heard it because you were the first.
Little did we know.
Little did we know.
Do you know how I wrote that song?
And he just came in there and then
QBO made the percussion out of the first line.
But no, he used to use those beatboxes.
But kind of the first line on Ikalanga Chedu is Nasi Shubala Swika, Buzamanika, Diablo, yes, Fana Unondi Ziba. So he took the percussion and he went you feel me? We had just come back from Joburg. We had just come back from Joburg and I was very homesick. I was very, very homesick. And I didn't want to rap in anything but Kalanga. You know what I mean? Up until that point, I had never recorded a Kalanga song, but I was always like drunk freestyling in Kalanga.
It would come out.
You know what I mean? I'd be drunk and be like, man, I'm tired of the English raps. And then I start drunk freestyling in Kalanga, bro. You know what I mean? But up until that point, that's when I started like, you know, I wrote a song. And Ikalanga Chedu, for those that don't means Sekala Kasarona or our language. You know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, like when you look back at, I was 18 years old writing this, dog. You know what I mean? But just that title itself is so powerful. You know, I was on tour with my brothers, Oracle and them, and I had lost my voice, you know, because after, you know how it is, after 3-4 days, your voice goes.
Definitely.
And these guys were backing up the whole song, bro.
No, I used to know the words completely.
I had no voice. Nobody could tell. You know what I mean?
That was a very special moment.
I've been in Hansi, been to Verda, seen people going Ikalanga Chedu. I'm like, whoa.
First rapper Kutama, Ikalanga.
You know what I mean?
Ikalanga Chedu.
And
Cap City Bakas,
Topisa. And that is the power of hip hop. The power of hip hop is to bridge gaps. is to speak for the voiceless.
Yes, sir.
To speak for the oppressed, to speak for the minority. You know what I mean? That's the power of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful to have played my role. I look at guys that are rapping only in Kalanga now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I rap in English and Kalanga. I used to rap in Setswana, but I was like, you guys can rap in Setswana.
It hurts the tongue.
You know what I mean? Hey, shatata.
But it was a point where I wasn't even trying to rap in Setswana also because it just didn't sound sexy enough. And Cast is the one who convinced me.
Thank God.
Thank God, my nigga. Because like when I did the Illegal Act album, we did your name at the game. My people. And I go glory.
Do you know when I first heard My People, right?
Yeah.
It was the year after I finished high school. And I'm in Matangwa and I'm working at our store, at our butcher.
Yeah.
And I'm like planning to come to Gabs and take over.
Getting this meat.
I'm like, yo, man. And then Otis Frazier plays My People. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. I'm like, who the fuck? Yo, that was Scar. You know what? And I'm like, yo, bro, like you beat us to it. You know what I mean? You beat us to it. Like we were like on the verge. Me, you, Aura.
Yeah. Everyone was on the verge of
competing.
It.
You know what I mean?
Everyone was on the verge of doing it.
And when you dropped the Illegal Act, bro, it was a rap. You know what I mean? I remember coming to Gabs. It was magic, bro.
Yeah.
It was a lot of Batswana will never. I've been lucky enough to experience 3 eras of magic. You know? Our era.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The birth of the new era, which was, and
the artists and stuff.
Yeah, the artists and the drama boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what's going on right now?
Yeah, what's going on right now is crazy.
It's crazy, bro. And there's
the
no
business
industry.
savvy as hell.
People don't realize that Botswana artists are suffering because we haven't really recovered from COVID.
Yeah.
We're not getting bookings yet because we haven't been making money to invest into our content. So it's really, really, please book Botswana artists because right now guys are not, there is no industry.
Yeah.
I heard Amante talking about, she's right. It's not to say that there's no music being made.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many talented artists out there, bro. You know what I mean? But there is no industry right now. And by industry, I'm talking about commerce, like financial.
Yeah.
I want an industry.
But the money is not circulating amongst.
And there was, because of that 2-year duration, there was no stimulation going on, right?
Yeah.
So not only did we stagnate, but we regressed.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Can you imagine if you're an artist and you don't have a house,
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I have a home in Broadhurst, you know what I mean? Thank you to my parents so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine what artists that had to pay rent went through.
You know what they're going through.
You know what I mean?
I had to park my car at your crib for like a year or something.
and you used to wake me up at night talking about, is my car still here, nigga? My car.
Hey, safari. But then, okay, so who would you say contributed the most to Apollo Diablo's existence? And I'm stretching it from parents to, okay, take the parents out. In this music industry.
Mommy raised me right, but it's hip hop that saved my life.
Okay. It's hip hop music.
I was an awkward kid, bro.
Yeah.
I was an awkward kid, shy, low self-esteem, and hip hop helped me dream. You know what I mean? Hip hop helped me become like a superhero.
Yeah.
I remember. You know how I call myself the mayor of the city?
No doubt.
Nerele ko studio sa lona. Hey, la kana mna rata dilo. Neka rata competition. We were at these guys' studio and remember that thing everybody used to sign.
Oh, at P-side.
Yeah.
Hey, that thing, yeah.
So I came there and I looked at this thing.
On the wall, like a DJ said, yeah.
People said, man, I need to write something that could take over this whole wall. And I wrote the mayor of the city.
Like the king of New York. Jesus Christ.
And that's how I started calling myself the mayor of the city.
What happened to Billy Blunt's though?
Billy Blunt's was my first rap name, right?
Yeah.
King Ming gave me that name. You know what I mean? Fifth Light, shout out to him. That's my OG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And that's in Francistown I was known as Billy Blunt's, right? But when I turned pro, because like I had evolved, I was no longer an underground MC. I was like somebody that's polished and refined, and I'm trying to appeal to a different market. I felt like I have to rebrand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm a Libra.
Yeah.
Right, and Libra. Yeah. Shout out Team Libra. Shout Team Libra.
All day.
Libra means balance, right?
Yes.
So I call myself Apollo Diablo because Apollo is the god of the sun, and Diablo is the prince of darkness.
I've injured artists and I kill bloodsuckers with a pinch of garlic. My favorite MC. You guys are playing games, man. Okay, so that's the balance.
Yeah, that's the balance. So that's what my name means, right?
Yeah.
I call myself Apollo Diablo to signify balance.
So
right?
why did you kill the Diablo then? People were starting to say what?
You know, when you grow older, you realize that there's a power in words, right? So if somebody calls you Diablo,
yes.
Wawan, Wareke Satan,
yeah.
So my grandmama was like, what you going to Diablo? You know what I mean? My grandmama was like, and rest in peace. I lost both of my grandmamas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rest in peace to both of them. You know what I mean? But that played a
That's
role.
why.
That played a role in influencing that. But also we needed to rebrand, Papa.
Yeah.
We needed to rebrand. Sometimes all brands must rebrand, and you know what I mean. So,
I feel that. I want
old
to talk
school hip hop had that whole Keefe Baba, Keefe D, or Keefe, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have used Keefe D.
No, that's
fuck Keefe D.
No,
he killed Tupac, nigga. He killed Tupac, but old school hip hop words. You know how it was. So Apollo D made sense. I
definitely understand
name. It's cool. You know what I mean? People know what it meant, and at least I get to silence that name, because some people are just calling me Diablo now. I say Apollo,
Diablo,
Diablo.
Yes. And now it just messes it even worse.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
I want to talk to. We talk too much about the gloom here. I just don't want to talk about the gloom.
Yeah.
Give me some of the highlights of being Apollo D in these past 20 years, because it can't all be bad, guys.
Dude, I've had a great 20 years, bro. I've had an amazing career, bro. Like, I can't even put it into words, man, because like sometimes people quantify the value of their life with bro, do you know how many lives have changed, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how many people have come up to me and told me, yo, bro, when I was going through college, this song was my motivation every day, bro.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have got that motivation to do those late nights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had people come up to me and tell me, yo, bro, you if it wasn't for you addressing certain issues on your songs, I wasn't able to appeal. I'm very honest. I'm honest about some of the challenges that the youth go through, drugs, love, and all of that. So I've addressed these things, and my fights with them as a youth of Botswana. Definitely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people came up to me and said, yo, bro, that shit saved my life. You know what I mean?
And you started early with that, because like I remember Chasing the Dragon.
Chasing the Dragon is a song about chasing a high, right? But and it was produced by by O Busy back in HSP, and it features Lezibo. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's sometimes I look at the songs that I did back then. I feel like there were songs for messages from a younger me for a future me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Because I could be listening to that and I could be like, nigga, how did I know that I'll deal with this situation right now? You know what I mean?
No one's gonna catch me eating on TV.
Cameraman.
So with your name, the habit, I mean, all of us have dealt with some sort of substance abuse, and we're not gonna sit here and lie to these kids.
How do you beat it?
No.
How do you overcome it?
No.
What triggers that?
No.
Because you see what I'm asking you, important questions that people don't ask regarding the youth that are going through these issues.
But they talk about it being,
and it's so sad to watch people ostracize like addicts, right?
I feel you.
And you know if you go down into the psychology, bro, a lot of addicts have like childhood trauma, for example. You know
what I mean? Self-medicating.
So you might find like a lot of girls have been. Do you know how many women have been raped as children? You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I have an idea.
I know, bro. Yeah, and a lot of Batswana or our society, we ostracize the addicts, right? but we don't learn to understand the triggers so that we could collectively address those triggers.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like socioeconomic problems.
Yeah.
That's a trigger, bro.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you're a provider for your family, and what it does to you as a man if you're not able to provide for your family and you watch your family disintegrate in front of your eyes?
The disrespect, just,
you know what I mean?
Everyone just
how many men have dealt with that? You understand what I mean? How many people are dealing with that kind of trauma?
Yeah.
A woman who has this childhood trauma of early rape.
Yeah.
How many people in our society are dealing with that?
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Yeah. So we look at addicts and we judge them without understanding the triggers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I look at the youth, man, the youth of today. COVID was, if you look at it, COVID was a driver.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people were not employed. There was a lot of depression. There was so much that there's the world before COVID and the world after COVID.
Yeah.
Even Botswana, there's Botswana before COVID and Botswana after COVID.
Yeah.
So Botswana after COVID, dude, drug use like went sky high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Went sky high.
Blind.
And it wasn't because, no, people are just trying to be cool. Nah, people were self-medicating.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
They're going through it.
And we've seen murders, we've seen deaths, we've seen overdoses. So, I mean, until we stop ostracizing the safaras, and we identify and play a role in addressing the triggers, we're not going to beat the situation.
But then what are you going to do when a nigga is stealing the microwave?
Nigga,
I'm just saying. There's some cases that are nuts where this dude.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
And I'm not really trying to make a joke about it. I'm just
listen, bro. That's true.
Some parents are just on some can't limit saying.
That's, you know what? A lot of our parents obviously don't understand what's going on.
Yeah,
we have to. They
don't understand what type of high this is.
They don't even understand what caused it. I get it. So, which is why we need like more education, societal education, instead of like stereotyping. Yeah. Instead of looking at people and saying, no, this is like the cool thing that the youth are trying to do. Let's address why this is happening.
Canada just teaching them what it is. I've seen this girl.
Yeah, exactly.
We did like a little tour, June 16 with the minister Remo Ryan to the schools and whatever. And they have pictures of them. I didn't even know how coke looked like when I was a kid. I didn't know how MDM looked like when I was a kid. I didn't know what to look for.
MDMA.
Hey. So I'm just saying, isn't that also a dangerous thing? As diagrams, but it's not really like people are going for like you say, it is about human trauma. Someone is trying to self-medicate something. I can tell you when I started drinking like a crazy person and even trying to dabble in nonsense. Yeah, it was when there was a separation in my life. I was trying to build this little family. Yeah. And then
I went through this exact same thing.
And then all things went haywire, and I'm like, hey. And then you're getting fired from jobs. Next thing you're feeling like, hey, I'm all alone out here.
Dude, I went through exactly the same thing.
And then you're in a little room by yourself there. So, how do we address that as family members? Support,
bro. Support. Like I wonder if you don't have people that will reach out for you. My cousin Chipo Nkuku, I love you. She saved my life, bro. My cousin Chucks.
Yeah.
Chucks, he saved my life, bro.
Yeah.
These are people that they're in my family network, right?
Yeah.
You're lucky. You also have like people that were. Family, I remember looking at you. I was like, dude, because I saw that. Yeah. I saw that, and you saw what happened to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I left France. I left Gaborone.
Yeah.
It was I knew that if I stayed in Gaborone any longer, chances are I'm not going to be alive any longer.
Yeah.
Right. And I needed to, and going back home to be in my family's environment, that saved my life, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That saved my life. Like, it was difficult. It killed me, especially with separating from my son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not being able to tell my son what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I fought hard to at least be strong enough for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the little nigga didn't even give a fuck, dog. He started video calling me like, yo, where you at, dog? Where you at? You know what I mean? And you know what? I took that as the biggest blessing. Because it was God's work there. You know what I mean? He was like, okay, I'm not going to stop this relationship from existing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the time, I didn't know how to talk to my son. You know what I mean? And dog, I remember when you were going through it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dog, how is this nigga going to do all of this, you know?
She's over there.
And you survived. You survived. You understand? I actually had I had a very scathing, bitter song about my, you know, and then you're like, nah, Polo, don't release this, dog.
Hey, man, because we do have those studio moments. I'm trying to kill one song. Niggas is trying to release it right now. And I'm trying to tell them, it's like, you know.
Bangu felt the song was like, yo, the song is, hey, I release it.
But that's the thing. Carl is going to hear it. Adrian is going to hear this stuff. And I'm always thinking, if I'm still getting paid off Metolo.
Yeah, definitely.
Imagine
and also co-parenting is like real, bro. Like I don't ever want my son to look at me and think that I don't love his mother.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something that even now, dog, I love her. You know what I mean? Because she's not only she's the mother of my son, but we have like a collective life experience together that makes her important to my matrix, bro.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It obviously hasn't been easy dealing with that. You understand what I mean? Yeah. But I want my son to know that I don't have ill feelings towards his mom.
Definitely.
And it's important for him to know that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want him to know that I love him.
Yeah.
But thank God he doesn't doubt that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for that.
Damn, dog. Yeah, well, he was made out of love.
Exactly.
You know, you were an afterthought.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You were a decision that was embraced. You know what I mean?
Definitely, my nigga. Yeah, okay.
My son made me a man.
Yeah.
I've been famous since I was 18, bro.
Yeah.
I've toured like South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, Angola. I've done it all, you know what I mean? So my son helped me become a man because like when I was 30, I was like, you know what? I want to focus on being a family. You know how it is.
Yeah, you try.
You know, you say, okay, I'm gonna build this family. This thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you look back at the things that you had done in your youth and you're like, no, I can be better than that. You know what I mean? And I did, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, things don't always happen the way that you want them to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But definitely my son changed my life and turned me into a man. My dad used to always hate how irresponsible I was, dog. You know what I mean? He used to be like, nigga, you need to have a kid. Maybe you start thinking like a man. You know what I mean? I'm serious, bro. You know what I mean? I didn't get it. You know what I mean? I get it now. In fact, looking at how my son changed my life, I wish I had a kid earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could have changed a lot of things.
I could have saved a lot of money. We blew a lot of money on silly things. You know
and you housed a lot of people in your space. You're one of those people, I don't know if people understand that. Your space was open to rappers.
Yeah. But the thing with me is like, it's part of my personality, right? Yes. And you know what the saddest thing about it is? A lot of people hurt me because of that, right? A lot of people that I housed hurt me because of my kindness, right? A lot of people are grateful, you know what I mean?
Because of the same kindness.
I won't even name names, but there are a lot of guys in the industry that are doing so well that at one point lived at my house.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? And that I fed, that I took care of, you know what I mean? And I won't even lie to you, bro. Like, a lot of these guys are so grateful, man. Like, when they see me, they tell me, yo, one of them was like, yo, man, I want to give you your flowers on stage. I'm organizing a show, man. You changed my life. I want to come and give you your flowers on stage. You know,
give me money, nigga. Give me money.
You know what I mean?
Give me money.
No, definitely.
We want money.
I don't need money from my
these days flowers come with money.
I don't need money from my protege.
You know what bouquets come with flowers these days, man.
I don't
come with money.
Come on, dog.
I'll take it in a check, man. I'm just that petty. I just realized like niggas forget too quickly. But they only remember when they see you.
No, you know what? I'm very proud of like a lot of the people that I've built and worked with throughout the years. They're all watching this, a lot of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, to see somebody, to know that you played a role in this person actualizing their purpose.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, dog.
I
You know
feel
what I mean?
that.
Unfortunately, there's always those people that see the gratitude they should have as a burden.
Yeah.
Right? So they will never say thank you. In fact, they'll be like, they will go out of their way not to give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I can imagine that a lot.
There's some people that I've helped that will go out of their way not to give me an opportunity. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I
just
understand
because
that.
it doesn't mean that I should change my personality. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
For sure, I'm grown now and I've learned how to protect myself differently. You know what I mean?
I want to get into your album count. You have 4 albums.
I've got so much. I've got my first album
Is it
called
4?
My 3 and several mixtapes, right?
I know about the mixtapes. I couldn't get your catalog.
I've got 27 top 10 charting singles.
Who was counting?
I did it. When I was applying for a grant. You know, I make it win it. So
You can have a bite of the meat too.
nigga, I wanted them to know who I am for real. So that day, because Nikki posted.
Because I gotta know.
So I spent the whole day kili Kuala, 2003, and it bro, like 2003 was my first top 10 single, and my last top 10 single was 2023. You understand what I mean? And that's like 10 years. Like I've got 20 years.
20 years.
I've got 3 albums, 2 mixtapes. All my albums have at least 3 number one singles.
Yeah.
That's why when they talk about GOATs, they might mention me, they might mention you, they might mention Aura, and they might mention Zeus. This is something that I want Batswana to understand, right?
Yeah.
The reason why they say Gidi Pudi, the GOAT, is because these guys all have at least 3 albums.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not only have they influenced culture, but have existed in more than one era of Botswana hip hop.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I'm still working. I've got an EP dropping. It's called Blood is Thicker Than Water.
Yeah.
Bangu produced it. The
Blood
first
is
single.
thicker than water.
The first single is with Hansi. Shout out to him.
This is for my sons and daughters.
This is for my sons and daughters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The irony of it all.
I keep my ear to the streets,
The irony of it all.
man.
The irony of it all.
So the irony of it all.
You know what I mean?
But it also.
But you know, remember when you ghosted me for that song, Botsilo Jonah. The last time I rapped in Setswana, I did a song called Botsilo Jonah.
Were you working with Bali?
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that. I got him.
I
got him.
No, me and Bali.
No, listen.
No, I think you know what the whole HSP.
So guess what? I'm a bill. So I wanted it to be him, Zeus, and myself. You will remember that at the time the competition was very high.
Very, very high.
Then this nigga ghosted me. When Zeus actually, my younger brother, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He feels that the verse that Zeus wrote on Botsilo Jonah is like one of the illest verses he's ever heard from Zeus, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think when I quite
No. I'm telling you. No, Cap called me over to come and record in Tumulonyel. And then he had one of those dope lines also. But like
yeah, no, definitely. I've my music has evolved with the times. You know what I mean?
People have lost my train of thought. Botsilo Jonah. At the time, I think me and HSP weren't getting along.
Yeah. No, we're not trying to learn. No, the beefy beef.
No, gape na di beef sa mo itse
The beefy beef.
Bali ne ke tsenle no go senjo wa bona. So go rana bana le drama ya no bana le ntwana nyana a bone. Everyone who gets like a young dude in that camp thinks we have to have a problem. And it was the domination. I know we dominated, but it was also because we were trying our best also because we had Mampizi also. He was like knocking on every door. Cast was knocking on every door. It wasn't like we were this conglomerate.
No,
we weren't even.
You were.
But we weren't getting the same amount of money as well.
But you in that conglomerate, you actually went for hip hop, bro. And I don't think people give you the props that you should get for that.
Man, I couldn't
like for example,
cast people out.
Me and you were supposed to be enemies.
Yeah,
you understand what I mean?
We actually spoke about that yesterday.
We were supposed to be enemies, and they reached a point. I think it was when you started even becoming a broadcaster for real.
Yeah,
you know, and we would have like conversations as men.
Yeah,
you realize that this is stupid, man. Why are these guys hating on Apollo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I used to call it a lot.
Why are these guys hate? I'm not going to hate on Apollo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a good dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you for that, bro. Because, like, it was much easier for you to just be like, yeah, nigga, we out here, nigga, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think that's also what we should extend to my late Tinyana also.
Thank you. Very true.
Don't just get on the bandwagon. That is the enemy. That is the enemy. Usually they're just afraid of that person, you know. And I realized that was the problem with how people were treating you in this space. I gotta get to this question before I go anywhere else. One has gotta go. Ora or Ming?
Can I have a shot? Can I have a shot, guys? I don't want to answer that question, my nigga.
Give him a shot.
Shut up. I ain't answering that. You know why? You know why I can't answer that?
Why can't you answer that?
One is the father of the style.
One
is the father of the style.
Yeah.
And one popularized the style.
Okay.
You understand?
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I just got that now.
One is the father of the style.
Yeah, huh?
And one popularized the style.
Okay, I feel
like, or I had, like, you know, people that didn't even know hip hop, understanding hip hop on a higher frequency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But none of that would have been possible if it hadn't been for the role that King Ming played in mentoring us, bro.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
No doubt. All right, go ahead. Here's another one for you. Can drink some water too. Happy birthday, Papa.
Thank you.
Hey, you ready for another one?
Yeah.
Zeus or Samba? Pour it already. Hey, guy.
Oh my God.
Gotcha.
Yo, my nigga, I'm gonna tell you why I can't choose, right?
Hey, no, give him a shot either way.
Samba is probably the most creative Motswako lyricist in terms of delivery and wordplay.
Yes, sir.
Do you know that Samba can actually rhyme an English word with a Setswana word?
You're still taking the shot. Take it. I know Samba can do that. I mean, here I am the Lord, like go call your ancestors. I was like, this dude just said bon kala tataola.
I mean,
so you can, and then
you taking a shot too, nigga?
No. For your birthday, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Abby.
I don't like this game anymore.
Yeah, hey, my nigga, this black gin you guys got,
it's graphite gin from our good people over at Bartender. And you can get it at Molapo Crossing, and you can get it also. It's pretty cheap. And check us out.
Yeah, no, can I keep the rest of that bottle?
This one?
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, so you couldn't choose ski mask or Viso?
Viso. You can't compare the two.
Why not?
Because one is from a different era. What are they two leaders of the I'm gonna be so short.
Okay, Papa. No, not me. I'm with you.
Viso is from the old school, but he led the new school.
Okay.
Amo Ski Mask is the golden child.
Just a little. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Amo Ski Mask is like
he's the goat of these youngsters.
He's the poster child. He's the goat. He's the nigga that transformed like the new wave and showed people what we could have like superstars in that wave. He's so professional. His work ethic is amazing. You know what I mean? He learned how to do the whole chain by himself, from producing to shooting his videos to doing his own graphics. You know, he designed
to making his own merch.
You know, he designed EQ's latest cover work for his project, the Almanera era.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's on Spotify.
He sent me an inbox.
Yeah. That's all Amo Ski Man. Okay, let me have my shot.
Have your shot. Kante isn't EQ like royalty or something?
Yeah, EQ is related to the Gaborone family. You know what I mean?
Rest
in peace to Khosi Mushibidu.
Have a bite of the chicken. Have a bite of the chicken. It's food we got over here. Must Stay Well Hotel. But one of the spacing is dope though.
So can I have the room afterwards?
And you guys, you know one thing that I love about D is like he's a really smart dude. He knows asking me on camera is gonna be awkward. So don't die. Okay, I want to get into as far as my word, my prep is gone. Who are the young artists to look out for right now? Give me 5. Across genres. And don't say people we just don't know about, like just because you want to plug people you were at that showcase show with, because a lot of them are amazing, but I'm expecting
what showcase show?
I can't go panago. I don't
know what you're talking about.
I can't tell and then can't tell
I'm kidding. Shout out to all the guys that were showcased last week. Shout out to all the guys that were showcased last week. I love y'all.
Thank you for the bottle.
Okay, 5. I'm gonna keep it random. I get 1. You know that there's a 10-year-old female MC from Khansi, right? Her name is Magda Kem.
Yeah.
You know, I met this little kid when I was like with DJ Fresh, right?
The DBS Roadshow.
Yeah. Shout out to DJ Fresh for believing in me.
Yeah.
He saved my life too.
Yeah.
He took me from Matango and he was like, nah, dog, you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Come.
I was Fresh 2002. 2003.
But bro, like,
and you were doing all of
by Fresh.
But this is what I'm saying. He saw you at that point, and now you're in Matangwane.
Yeah.
How were you in Matangwane? Yeah. Because there was a lot of people who got online, and Magda, we'll get back to Magda, because she was also on a track with you also through on the DBS. A lot of people were quick to want to diss when they realized that you were in the DBS Roadshow.
So let me explain to you why I was on the DBS Roadshow.
Yeah.
Why it was justified for me.
And this is what I'm saying. They wanted to this because
I enjoyed it.
Isn't this for upcoming artists?
Dude, I've trended for getting caught with weed, bro. I don't care, man. Like, if I'm trending for
possession is the charge.
And you know, I got arrested by one of the cops. One of those TV cops. One of those TV cops. But anyway, let's get back to that. Yeah, I got serious. Come on.
Did you take a picture,
dude? Like, and I just saw this nigga coming up to me, and I looked at him. I'm like, can't you give me this guy? Then he just pulled out a handcuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, back to the topic at hand.
Why were you on what people were thinking? Well, let's just talent search.
So the reason why I was on the DBS project, right? Why it was just, by the way, I got onto the DBS project without a song, without performing, just by talking my heart. You know how passionate I am about this music shit. You know what I mean? And about just the welfare and of music artists, period. You know what I mean? So we was in Tapama, you know, and we had a Q&A. Bro, I had a whole, I think I must have like 20 questions, man. I was ready to fire shots.
As a broadcaster and as a musician.
As a musician too, as a journalist and as a musician.
Yeah.
But I was emotional because I was talking as a musician and I was looking at my fellow Francistown artists and I felt so bad for them because I was like, these people are being they're being disqualified from participating in Botswana music for weak reasons. Motukio are he can download Pina Beyonce, but Roberto Roquepala me basket
dog.
Bro, like I you know,
that's the most redundant thing ever.
Can you imagine, bro?
You have the new Chris Brown, it drops today, and then you want Apollo to send a song. I mean, that's always this is why I got fired. These are some of the reasons. You know I'll be like, how do you have Chris Brown? And he's all the way in Tallahassee, and
you don't even know about
he doesn't even know about you, and you have his track first before the world.
But this artist has been talking to your compiler for the last week.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, so I spoke. I actually started.
What's new, dog?
I actually started trembling, right? Because
before you talked,
no, while I was talking, I actually started trembling because like I was overwhelmed with emotion, right? And all the Francistown artists stood up and clapped for me, bro. You know what I mean? They Go like, fuck, finally somebody's speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody's taking us seriously.
gape ke go kopana le mang ke tsena kwa le wa go nna snacks mo go nna
why are they telling me why aren't they telling you know what bro? You know what, man, nigga, one of the saddest things that happened for me during COVID was how the music industry was treated, right? And I feel like that should have been a justification to create an empowerment for like the fact that we couldn't perform, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that we couldn't make money. There should have been incentives. Like, for example, like a quota system.
Because boss did put out, like, was it $2,000?
If I was the minister, I'm not saying I want to be a minister, but
Yo,
if
what
I
you trying to say about
minister,
Mogoditane? No, it's okay.
What I'm saying is, but yo, shout out to Chili, but I ain't even, what I'm saying is, right, I feel like there should have been like an enforceable quota for Batswana music, or like it should have been like by law.
Yeah.
We're playing 80% Botswana music so that Batswana artists can recoup royalties from the absence of them being able to perform.
We're trying to get someone to come and explain that Maragate. That law is done.
No, I'm talking about state of emergency law.
Oh,
you know, during the state of emergency, there were certain economic adjustments that were made legally to try and make, to adjust to the time, right? Yes. One of those should have been that, right? Yes. That's what I feel. Definitely. You know what I mean? So a lot of artists were disqualified because of that.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Okay, now. I want to get into like your head, Robin, as someone who knows like what goes on in the BW music industry pertaining to the rest of the world, South Africa, because that's where we always want to all blow up. We always think South Africa is the first place to go to. So I just want to, but we have these radio presenters, by and large, have always been groupies. They were even playlisters, music compilers. They are groupies. Promoters who all they get is a chance to hang out with the artist in the combi, and then they take the selfie, yay, and then think, Samamang is my friend now. Yeah. Opposite. Who are the top 5 radio presenters that you think have pushed BW music the most?
O'Neal.
Okay.
Why would I started with O'Neal before anything?
Why Zeebs?
Do you know, I remember when I was like doing my second album.
Yeah.
I had a song called Ooh, Baby, Baby.
Hey.
So it's an amazing song. It's actually, it was like my longest #1 single,
Yeah. You had that one too.
O'Neal was just like, yo, bro, the powers that be might not like this.
Was it RB2 or Yarona?
Yarona. You know what I mean? But I'm putting this on full blast.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that was who else? Hey dog, you hit me with a curveball. Man, give yourself props, man. Okay? Come on, man. You know, bro, like what you did when you were doing your show with Tumi.
Oh, I'm on the list. I was just giving my props for the question.
Listen, bro, listen. I'm a broadcast journalist.
Let's be.
All right?
Let's be.
What you did on your show with Tumi, where you had a 1 hour segment to it was actually a prelude to what you're doing now.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
And it actually shone a lot of a light to a lot of local artists, because you bring people into the studio. Like the time I had an interview with you, my baby mama's cousin was there with me. Shout out to DJ Omar. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
DJ Omar was there, and he actually came specifically to accompany me to the interview.
To the interview, yeah.
And so his mom dropped him off at my house or whatever.
Yeah.
But the response the feedback that I got just from his mom.
Yeah.
It was proof as to how thorough your work was in shining the light on my work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can only imagine how many other artists can say the same thing. I also know that you were very passionate about fighting for local music when you were on radio. Yeah. You understand what I mean? No. So you definitely deserve to be there.
No, that's a curveball from you.
Number 3. Hey man, I think we're gonna have to include Drastic and Slim. You know why?
Oh,
yeah. You didn't expect that, huh?
A lot of people don't expect that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know the show.
Yeah.
Explain the show to people.
Drastic and Slim had a show on RB2 in 2002.
2000 was it?
Yeah,
not
2000 in 99 and 2000.
I talked 2002. I remember recording
it was
battles.
99, 2000, and 2001.
Yeah,
right. Around that period, it was.
How old were you, niggas? In 99.
In 99, I was like. In 99, I was 15.
Baby.
Right. Hold on.
No,
I'm bad at math. In 99, I was 15, but I could tear a motherfucker up on the mic.
But I remember that because I used to record those. I recorded the big one. The one, I don't know how QBO got to that cipher.
Oh my God.
Because Q is a beat maker.
Oh my God.
And he was surrounded.
No, you know why? QBO got to that battle because AK was, to have a brother like AK believe in you, it was always beautiful to watch, man.
Beautiful stuff.
Like AK believed in QBO, when to this day, man. Dog, like AK doesn't give a fuck, man. Nigga, you be telling you niggas are not as dope as QBO, man. Like I'm like, yo, dog, I just did 10 compound syllables. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just did like the most complex lyrical syllable. Yeah. He's like, you niggas will never be dope as QBO.
My boy.
That's the definition of what support is, like, so that's how QBO got onto that battle.
Yeah.
So we have,
but not to discredit him. I mean, at that time, 99,
QBO was Botswana's first youngest hip. Like, it was the first little bow wow Botswana.
Yeah.
In
Ghetto Flavor.
Yeah, in 97, QBO was like the youngest member of Ghetto Flavor, right? And he was like 13.
Yeah.
And that's our age, right?
Yeah.
But he was like doing shows at the stadium
with
Brendo, and we're like, yo, who the fuck is this little nigga?
How is he able to get there? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we people need to remember that name, QBO. Not only did he produce The City Owes Me, not only did he produce Ikalanga Chedu, not only did he produce Mr. Do's Kifitlile, not only did he produce, I mean, like, he was also Botswana's first child rap hip-hop star. Like, hip-hop star. You know what I mean?
He was out there doing the most. That's why I even visited him in Orapa.
Yeah, definitely. And at the time, we weren't big.
And I looked up to him that much more, or my boy, Schoolboy.
Shout out to Schoolboy. Definitely. Those are the people that supported us from jump.
Definitely. Zgela right now is doing his t-shirt printing business. But then Nikki Logo check and Zgela that slept at his crib.
Yeah.
Record music. That's when you did Ikalanga Chedu. I want to move on to your list because I got a couple of other words.
So Honana, we're on 3 again.
I'm on that.
Kirile O'Neal. You like that. Come on, my nigga. Don't ever undersell yourself, my G. And then I said Drastic and Slim. Right? Number 4. People are not going to expect this.
Yeah.
K-Love.
Hey.
You see how I know the industry?
R&B top 5 what?
If you can go back to your experience with K-Love.
Yeah.
K-Love is the most appreciative consumer of local music on radio. Period.
He's a mess. Even the R&B culture that's going on right now.
For those that don't know,
that he's been doing top 5s, top 10 R&B, BW R&B.
When
he was at RB2, when he was at Yarona, now he's on Gabs FM.
Yeah.
Look at the R&B movement.
And imagine what K-Love to this day encourages people. Like, so K-Love is one of those guys that people don't. He's not a celebrity like other people.
No, he's the voice on RB2.
But people know, everybody knows his voice. Everybody knows his content. Yeah. Everybody knows his curation.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Curation,
you know what I mean?
It's not my matter.
It's a new word, dog. You know what I mean? Curation.
Curated by.
So let's put K-Love on that list.
All right.
We have to put K-Love on that list because, I mean, that man bled for it. You know what I mean? Now, number 5. I could we're talking only radio.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have to say Robin.
Chivaza.
Yeah.
Ow.
I know.
Do you
know why I say that? Do you know why I say that? Bro, I've had a tumultuous relationship with Yarn FM. What the tumultuous?
No, did you? Yeah.
Kind of dog. When I'm trying to figure out a word, man, nigga, I can't do my American accent properly.
Tumultuous. Yeah. It's the shots.
What the tumultuous?
Tumultuous, yeah, tumultuous relationship.
Yeah. Nigga, are you sure you're?
TUMULTUOUS.
Are you sure you're saying it right though?
Tumultuous.
Okay. I'm grateful. Look at what Rob did. Who was hosting the Sprite Rap activity? Yeah,
it was Duquesta first. They did
Duquesta,
rap,
yeah, but
and then
shout out to Duquesta. Don't even get it twisted.
Yeah.
Duquesta and Mo,
Big Duke.
they did. Big Duke and Mo did the early hip hop stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you know why I say Robin?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like from his artist repertoire and relations, right?
Yeah.
And I'm yet to find an artist I could tell you, because not personally, all I've ever gotten from Robin was love.
Yeah.
Right?
And a blunt.
And a blunt too. Shout out. Robin is blunt fam. Oh yeah, and some weight loss tips.
Yeah, some weight loss tips.
You know what I mean? But I'm grateful for Robin, bro.
I want to get into your artist development shit, because I really think that you have the power to actually get into artist development. Yeah. And you are in artist development.
Yeah. That's the next stage of my life. You know, my ambition in life is to have a communication company, right?
Yeah.
But in that whole stratosphere, I want to continue developing and mentoring artists. You know what I mean? So even right now, there's a rollout of a couple of artists that I'm going to be launching out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? P6 from J Mecca, Abigail Isa's got a new project out with Obado. You know, I'm very passionate about that. King P Kalanga boy, that's like my producer from Francistown, also probably like the poster boy of Kalanga hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
King P Kalanga boy. His music is on social media. I mean, on all streaming sites.
Yeah.
And I feel like artist development, when I was younger, I did artist development because it was like an innate calling. I didn't want somebody to go through what I went through. Yeah. Now in my
own, you have a tribe, you give them a tribe.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, or like doing it all by yourself.
Is what now I want to professionalize it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I want to identify artists that are talented and that have value.
Why do you think you can? Like I'm saying, like some of these artists, like Bonebo Sprite, you mentored everyone to Sasa, to Ati.
Yeah. I met ATI when he was like in St. Joseph, right? And I was dating Michelle.
Yo, Michelle. Why?
Hey, man, shout out to Michelle, man. You know what I mean? She went to Dubai, but that's my people.
No, let's go.
Yeah. I met ATI when I was like dating Michelle. So her younger brother came and she told me, yo, man, Apollo. You know what I mean? Apollo. Hey, I want you to meet my friend. He rapes. His name is Brian.
Brian without an A.
One. So like this nigga comes to you and he's like, one. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? I'm chilling with my girl. What these niggas disturbing me for? Man? So I was like, yo, bro, can you rap for me?
Yeah, spit some.
Then he went, I'm murderizing brute. I'm like, what the fuck? Basically, from the first 2 words ATI ever spit to me, I could tell that this kid was like special.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then ironically, time would pass, right?
Yeah.
And then one day I'm working at ETV.
Yeah.
And
Sasa Klaas.
Yeah. Before Sasa Klaas.
Before Sasa Klaas.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Double J, a rapper from the guy who was put in a boot. Oh, I don't know if he was put in a boot. Wakosoro.
Hey, James,
yeah. You know what I mean?
We can't say his full name here. James, you better not try and sue the show.
Yeah. No, I ain't saying nobody's name.
Hey, no, James used to give me work with Roy.
Yeah,
but James was slip with the money, man.
But we don't know the truth. Word is you was put up in a booth.
Yeah, they took him to the cemetery, allegedly.
And they drove you to PY. And I'm not talking just the freestyle, my nigga. The cops opened the boot and you came out. That's how you got your name out. Okay, hold on. He's gonna put out a diss track for me, I swear. But
but he's a married dude. He's in Forex now.
Yeah, shout out to him. He's wearing suits and stuff. Look, I saw a video, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? He came and he was like, yo, because me, I wanted to push hip hop when I was on TV, bro.
Yeah.
I really was passionate. So if you showed me that passion, I reciprocated it, you know. Yeah. And James had that passion, bro. He came up to me. He had just dropped the record, and he played. And I said, okay, no, you can come and perform at my show. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then while he was playing me his phone, of his launch, I'm seeing like some kid going, move your skeleton. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? And he goes, yo, no, that's my little nigga ATR, man. The nigga's nice, man. I'm like, shit, nigga, I want to see this nigga ASAP.
Yeah.
I want to see this nigga ASAP.
Yeah.
So,
Snap, man.
And so he calls ATI, right? The following week, we go and we're shooting at Mafia Soul. And I link up with ATI at Riverwalk, and we're going. This is when Mafia Soul was still at Riverwalk. You know what I mean? Shout out to Morph, bro. I'm giving you free promo, my nigga. I'm gonna get my cap, bro. You know what I mean? You owe me a cap and a t-shirt. Shout out to Morph Mafia. Anyway, so I link up with ATI. We were going to shoot it at the store. So on my way there, I meet Michelle. Me and Michelle were not together anymore.
These niggas are laughing because you mentioned Michelle again.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
No, man, she was the first girl to really break my heart. But don't worry about that. You know what I mean? No, not. Yo, man, no, nobody be googling. No. Yo, listen. So I'm with ATI and I'm going to shoot with the foundation team, right? So I see Shorty. I ain't saying her name no more.
Michelle.
I ain't saying her name no more.
We're done.
You know. So I'm like, yo, man, Shorty.
Yeah.
Yo, this nigga is nice. You know what I mean? Then he said, of course. Don't you remember him? You met him at my house.
Hey.
I did not remember.
How far apart were these?
It was about
first meeting and the second.
I met him when he was in St. Joseph, right? Yeah. Now he's
already releasing music. He's going to UB
he's
now.
in UB now.
About 21 or so.
So this is maybe like 2 years. In 2 years. You know what I mean?
Because that's all they were doing with Rimzik and UB.
Yes.
That's all they were doing, recording.
So we go and we shoot. And you know, I mean, people can check out the episode. It's on my Facebook page. Apollo D. It's actually just search Apollo D on Facebook. You'll be able to see. No, Kyle thinks my content is boring because it's only music, but there's more than just music. If you search Apollo D on Facebook, you'll see the very first ATI interview, right? The very first time ATI did like an interview as ATI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did that, bro.
No doubt.
You understand what I mean? I did that. And when we're interviewing him, I was telling Secha is Press Beats' lady. You know what I mean? And she was there, and I was telling him, yo, man, this guy is amazing, man. You know, so because she
was your co-host.
Yeah, she was my co-host. You know what I would do? I would actually headhunt all my co-hosts because I would look for. Okay, I don't want to sound shallow, but I'll look for a pretty girl. But the most important thing that I'll look for was passion for local hip hop. Yeah. That for me was the most. Anybody can be pretty, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it takes somebody to be. So like that's how Sasa Klaas would end up becoming my co-host. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because she was really a rapper. Yeah. You know what I mean? So anyway, ATI comes there, and we do the interview. And Sera has already got the MO. Yeah. And she's like, yo, man, we believe this kid is the future of Botswana hip hop.
It's on record.
Yeah. She says, we believe that this kid is the future of Botswana hip hop.
Yo, you better get on YouTube and check out the foundation.
And
he goes ATI episode.
And he goes on to perform Move Your Skeleton. And as I'm interviewing him, I'm asking him, yo, bro, so what you about? He's like, dog, I don't have a boundary. I want to be a musician. I don't want to just be a rapper. I want to put out this mixtape so people know me, but I'm going to drop an album, you know. Like, dog,
He called
it. And I'm there. I'm like, yo, bro. I could feel the energy. Yeah. You understand? Even when in 2012, now he's been in the game for like maybe 4 or 5 years, and I'm launching my record Good and Evil. Yeah. and he's on my probably my biggest viewed song on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With MOD, Rep Your Hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, and you know what's funny? I was on the Skeleton remix and I was on Rep Your Hood remix.
No, you're a goat.
How am I not getting these bookings?
You're a
you
goat.
niggas keep putting me on these tracks.
You're a goat.
Man,
You're a goat. Man.
You guys put me on Rap Your Hood. We said I was so happy.
So, I mean, when Casper Nyovest, came to Botswana, I had booked Casper Nyovest. I'm probably one of the first rappers to bring Casper Nyovest to Botswana, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? And this is 2012 when we're doing the double launch with Sybil Knight.
Yeah.
When the day when Casper Nyovest saw ATI for the first time, like, dog, that guy was like speechless.
I think it was something special, man.
He was speechless.
From the beginning, from the jump.
People have dragged him for his personality, for whatever. For me, I feel like ATI is one of the best things that's ever happened to Botswana hip hop.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That they're two kings of the new era.
Yeah.
The two real kings of the new era is ATI and Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
Like there's no debate about that situation.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking as somebody that's participated in Botswana hip hop for
in that,
20 years.
Yeah.
So this is how I would define Botswana hip hop, right? The GOATs, the top 5 GOATs that encompass the preliminary, right?
Yeah.
It's yourself.
Thank you.
It's Zeus.
Oh.
It's Oracle.
Yeah, man. It's Blunt.
Yeah, I'll put myself in there. I grinded for this.
Yeah.
And we'll put Nomadic on there. Do you know why we have to put Nomadic in that? Because he opened the door for you niggas.
Yeah.
He gave a voice to you niggas.
Yeah.
Right?
Guys.
He might not have had like the career longevity that he had, but because of his influence existing even in his absence, he deserves that top 5 position.
I know. No,
right?
If it wasn't for Nomad, like some of us wouldn't even have an identity
Thank
at all
you.
to even rap.
So that's the top 5 GOATs, right? Yeah. And then they're the 2 kings of the new school. It's ATI and Drummer Boy. And the queen of hip hop in Botswana is Sasa Klaas. If you want to know royalty, and I love all the artists that have come out, right? But if you want to know like the pivotal points of the game, that's what I would say.
Why do you think it's so hard for female MCs, and where do they get it wrong?
One of the best things about Sasa is that she was originally a tomboy, right? So she understood how men think, right?
Are we gonna have that conversation?
I'm telling you.
Are we going down
Sasa
that road?
was so hard, bro. Do you know that Sasa was beatboxing, bro?
Yo, you better make him a drink also, guys. Okay, please.
Sasa was so hip hop right now for the female MC has become over sexualized.
Yeah.
Right? And the female has lost their social equity because of the over sexualization of the female. Now, people might say, but Sasa was always
Yeah, no, she had her booty out.
She was making music about her femininity, right? But don't ever get a twist. Wasn't she the same person who addressed rape? Wasn't she the same person who addressed
GBV.
the girl child's being empowered? Wasn't she? So because even I mean there was Cece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Cece. I would have loved to see her go further in her career.
Yeah.
But I feel like female MCs need to go back to Maracanelo.
No, DK.
They need to go back to the crossroad, right?
Yes, sir.
And figure out what is your narrative. What are you rapping about? Right?
Yeah.
Like if I hear another female rapper say my pussy, dog, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I'm going home.
Brown.
I'm going home. I don't want to hear you talking about your coochie. You understand what I'm saying? You don't realize that you're being set up by a stereotype. Bro, we carved our names in history by breaking the stereotype.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I still exist to this day.
But you want to look pretty, especially in this day and age where everyone is online.
Yes. Speak to me.
And,
I got you.
They want to be online. You want your IG to pop off.
Yes.
We're damn near 40.
Yes.
Maybe we just don't get it.
You don't have to say that.
No, we are. Bonobo Grey, bro.
Yeah, man. Okay, yeah, we're 38, but yeah. Hey. No, you know what I would say for the female MC is understand what social equity is, right? We need to see more strong females. And obviously, this is something that's personal between me and you, right?
Yeah.
But fathers being absent in raising their daughters, it's causing some of this stuff, right?
Machita.
If you are present in your daughter's life, right? Yeah. And you're playing a role in how to teach her how to have some certain strength. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's important to them.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing a lot of female MCs that are missing that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's only like a woman is feminine, she's sexual, she's seductive. As a man, I want to procreate.
Yeah.
AKA I want to fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's not all what a woman is, bro.
There's more to it. She has other
you know what I mean? And we need to see. That's why you know, a lot of these 2000 don't understand why we say Lauryn Hill is the GOAT.
Yeah.
They don't understand why we tell them that there's no MC that's ever been even close to Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
It's because not only did she embrace her femininity, but she was also strong. She had principles. Yeah. She had ideals. You understand what I'm saying? I
understand fully.
So we need more female MCs like that. You know, dog. You were mentored by Desma. Shout out to Ice Queen.
Yeah,
dog. Wasn't Desma preaching for females to be strong?
And all the time.
You understand what I mean?
All the time.
Not to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Not to be victims of transactional sexual relationships.
Yeah.
That social media algorithm seems to be promoting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is it doing to our society, bro? What is it doing to the black family?
No, you need to be really. But
the whole narrative.
But Yeah.
That's why Sasa's place is so sorely missed.
Yeah. No, and she was something different, completely different. We're going to wrap it up in just a little bit. God, you're about to get me all teary-eyed. And shout out to the family by who unveiling her tombstone.
Beautiful tombstone.
It's a beautiful tombstone.
I would encourage every female in Botswana to just listen to Sasa Klaas's music.
Yeah.
You know, you'll understand why I speak so strongly about her.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
I want to ask, okay, so with all the dudes that Sasa was with, and people were making all these judgment calls about her, people that me and you were ready to beat, you know, who wore the pants in these relationships?
You know what, bro?
Because I have a different understanding.
Okay,
as my sister, and I think it's about
as
time.
As my sister, then I'll answer
also,
that.
It's about time like that. Some of all of this stuff comes out.
Then I'll answer that, right? First of all, I'll speak as pertaining to my relationship with her, right? I was always like a big brother to Sasa. So I protected her.
Yeah.
Right? So
right or wrong,
I couldn't be there. Yeah. I couldn't be there all the time. In fact, sometimes she didn't want me to be around because you don't want your big brother to see you doing certain things, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? What Sasa did as her personality, in her privacy, and what she represents, we should never fucking get that shit twisted, bro. You understand what I mean? You know, nothing pisses me off than people that want to discredit somebody based on hearsay. Nigga, you don't know shit.
You don't know nothing.
You don't know shit, bro.
Yeah.
Baxon made a rap about having a crush on Sasa, right?
Yeah.
Francois, who produced for Baxon and Sasa, sat and they said, you know what? We're going to fucking co-sign Baxon.
Yeah.
What did that shit do?
Made Baxon big.
You know what I mean? And Baxon is a good dude, man.
Yeah,
he's a good dude, man. Yeah. You know, I remember when I first heard Baxon, it was when he did the freestyle Yaga Panda.
Yeah,
the Panda freestyle.
When he was in the
and nobody knew him.
A1.
Yeah.
I was pushing that song. I was on
and I hit him up and I was like, yo, bro, this shit is so dope. Yeah. He was like, what? Nigga, you
like
just...
Like a panda.
You know what I mean?
The panda.
But Sasa co-signed her. Co-signed
But that
Baxon.
Was, okay, so what about Ozzy and Sasa?
Okay.
But what was that from your point of view? I thought that was love.
It was. You know, if you heard,
that was crazy.
If you heard the song with ATI, Yeah, Sasa. I play that song a lot when I miss her. You know what I mean? What is it called again? Onole pelo ye tata.
You stop.
Come on, man.
I don't remember that.
What's that song called, guys? Pelo ye sema ruri pelo ye sema. You remember that joint? What's it called? What? Yeah. So if you look at how vulnerable, because me, I'm a lyricist, bro.
And they were very young.
You know what I mean? If you look at the vulnerability that Sasa was rapping from, right?
Yeah.
You will definitely tell that, you know, she definitely had real feelings for Ozzy. Ozzy is my dude. You know what I mean? We haven't always seen eye to eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he first came into the game, him and I had a squabble, and I told him,
right, so we're trying to get sponsors.
But over time, listen. But over time, he became one of my closest friends. You know why?
It's the craziest thing.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because he loved how honest I was.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I was like, nigga, you remind me of myself, bro.
I sent him a message just that.
You remind me of myself. The way you speak from the heart.
From the heart.
You remind me of myself. The way you don't care about being hated. You remind me of myself, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I fuck with Ozzy to this day, bro. That's my peoples. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna do in close.
His relationship with Sasa, it was young. It was young love, but it was authentic. You know what I mean? I'm not one to comment on other people's relationship.
Yeah,
I got too many dynamics of my own. But Can I give a shout? Can I give a shout out?
One last time.
Shout out to my girl Lerato.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Gonna get mad at you about
I'm sorry
that,
for bringing up Michelle so many times.
It's like, why is this nigga bringing up
Michelle
so many times?
I love you, baby.
Come on, you gotta ask her, mommy. It's like, why is she here? You know. But in closing, then, I'm asking you all these hard questions because I think you're not scared of nothing. But
no.
Well, what do you think would make a complete artist from BW that can conquer the world? Right now, you know, people like saying, "Oh, we have a comedian running our hip hop industry."
Shout out to Will.
You know
what I mean? Actually, that's my people's, man.
They like making it seem like
he's a good kid.
Hey, you rappers are whack. They have a comedian running your thing.
No.
Do you think can hip hop ever legitimize William? Or
yes,
hip hop should stay away from him and think, oh, he's a comedian who brought a bunch of fans from comedy.
What is William? William is a rapper first before a comedian, right? Just because he might not have this complex multi-syllabic patterns
components.
we should never forget that man's first love was hip-hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
he was straight for it when he got his.
He was very intentional.
He went straight for it.
I learned that from from DJ Fresh about being intentional about what you want, right?
Yeah.
He was very intentional. Yes, I'm a comedian, but dog, my first love is hip-hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he started off as a rapper, right? But his comedy put him on the map.
Yeah. Just like with everyone else.
And the comedy putting him on the map gave him an opportunity to follow his one true love, which is music, which is hip-hop.
Music.
You know what I mean? I'm not one to judge somebody and say, oh, no, this guy can't rap better than this mamang. Or no, I know for a fact that man's first love is hip-hop.
It's hip-hop. You can tell.
You know what I mean? You can tell. You know what I mean? And whatever William achieves as an artist on the international platform, if Batswana hip hop artists don't realize that actually benefits them and they should share that, then they're so misled.
Yeah.
You know, we've been pushing a hashtag. It's called BW Hip Hop Lives, right? Me and my friends. Thank you for sharing it, bro. Thank you for sharing it. The reason why we share that hashtag BW Hip Hop Lives is because we went through 2 years of unemployment.
Yeah.
We I came back from Matangwane wanting to revive my career.
Yeah.
Right? And when I got here, I realized that there's no industry.
And guys are even
in
a worse situation than what you thought you were in. There you're amongst family. Guys are not chowing here. Guys have become thieves.
You said it, bro.
Guys are
in a worse situation than I thought.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Completely worse.
So because of my personality and my character, I realized that this is not just about me. It's about the whole industry.
Yeah.
So that's now I take up a bigger responsibility of mentoring 20 more artists. You understand what I mean?
You go showcase but okay.
Yes. No, you can talk about showcase.
Hey.
Shout out to my team. You know what I mean? We got some new work coming out. You know, I've been doing Amapiano. I've been doing beautiful Amapiano work. You know what I mean? You're
downplaying this thing. You're with Dinka on the track.
Yes, I'm with Dinka. I'm a main Dilla.
You're with Dilla. But you're with Tito.
But you know me, bro. I've always been the guy when I was rapping on Kwaito beats, rappers didn't believe that you can rap over a Kwaito beat. This was even before Masako was rapping over a Kwaito beat.
I'm really
you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not part of this conversation.
That's facts.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about
Where did we go?
This is before Kebatlabini. Just so we know.
Where are we going with this?
No. What I'm just saying is like
you have always been
my openness to wanting to become a better artist and learn new techniques is what kept me in the game, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I love Amapiano. Amapiano is just like Kwaito and it's just like hip hop, you know. And it's the sound of our youth, and we must embrace it. You can rap over Amapiano so easily. You can trap. Basically, we shouldn't be shunning and creating genre wars. But instead embracing it, because don't wait for Drake to rap on an Amapiano beat and then you're gonna be mad. You'll be like, oh no, Drake waroots appropriate. Yeah. Why didn't you do a fucking international sounding Amapiano song and go to Ibiza and go to Saint Tropez and go to fucking Los Angeles? Why can't you do that?
Because we're waiting on government to give us money so that they can sponsor our youth. Because our corporates, it's really difficult for them to part with money because our artists are acting a certain way.
I worked for the establishment.
Why do you think? No, we gotta wrap it up. Even I was saying we'll wrap it up.
I'm responding to what you just said. I worked for the establishment of the Arts Council. When Cast was doing the 1,000-kilometer walk, people were in Gabs dissing him. You remember?
I didn't even want to walk with him.
I was in Matangwane, and what did I do? I called this nigga. I said, yo, bro, where you at? You can come and stay at my crib.
I know you did that.
And he landed at my house, and I would later walk 200 kilometers with Cast, right? What did that achieve?
Look at National Arts Council is
National
here.
Arts
Some
Council.
people don't want to acknowledge the fact that
Cast started that shit. He got that ball rolling, bro. Come on.
People don't want to believe that, though.
People don't. You know what? I hate how people say, oh no, this nigga is not the dopest rapper in the world. Nigga, who's the It doesn't matter. He made it possible for the dopest rapper to exist, nigga.
Man.
You understand what I mean? So shout out to Tepi Somolapisi, bro. You understand? I walked with him from Matangwane to Pala Road. And by the way, shout out to the cops for the escort. You know what I mean? Blunt fam.
Oh, they let it go.
They let it go, bro. Yo, man, I'm special.
We're part of the establishment. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been a PODI. I don't know. You are releasing Blood is Thicker Than Water.
Blood is Thicker Than Water.
You're working with Bangu. Are you going to shoot any videos?
Batswana can expect a lot of content from me, a lot of videos, my proteges. Shout out to Kalanga Boy. Savage Blue Town. I could go on forever. Shout out to my boy P6, D Flow. We taking over the game. These guys are gonna be superstars like next year.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, hey,
how do people never believe that? Apollo always puts me on game about who's about to blow up before they even do, and then they do, and then I'm sitting there with my key in my hand. You know what I mean, Papa?
But yo, I'm proud of you. Before we wrap it up, I want to shout out the rest of the local corner.
Yeah, man.
I've watched most of you guys grow up. You know what I mean? As industry started as an event journal photo page.
You know what
to becoming probably the most cutting edge podcast. You know what I mean?
All over.
Great minds think alike. You know what I mean? And I wish you do greatness and success. Much love.
Big up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. We will check you out next week with another episode. Thank you so much to our guest, Mr. Manamitsi Nkuku, a.k.a. Apollo D, a.k.a. Billy Blunts. We out. Peace.
Peace.
People of different identities.